Imagine being submerged meters beneath the ocean's surface, surrounded by the eerie darkness of uncharted underwater caves. The pressure is intense, the environment hostile, and the dangers unimaginable. Agnes Milowka was a fearless cave explorer and technical diver, with an astonishing accomplishment of completing over 1,100 dives. She fearlessly ventured into these depths, unaware that her boundless spirit would propel her towards an unimaginable destiny. Agnes Milowka was born on December 23, 1981 in Poland. At an early age, she moved to Melbourne with her parents, and she quickly fell head over heels in love with the world of underwater exploration. Her very first underwater experience was in 2002 at Ningaloo Reef in Western Australia, where she embarked on a couple of trial dives. During these dives, she had the chance to interact with a lot of marine life, and it was during that very first underwater experience that the thought struck her like lightning. This is what I want to do with my life. Just 2 weeks later, she enrolled in a comprehensive open water course, and from that pivotal moment, diving became the beating heart of her existence. Her journey began with a fascination for the vibrant underwater worlds of reefs and fish. But as her passion deepened, so did her interests. The allure of shipwrecks, not only for their sheer beauty, but also for the untold stories and historical mysteries they held, captured her imagination. Shipwrecks held a special place in her heart, a first love she could never erase from her memory. This fascination ignited the moment she laid her eyes on the scuttled J4 submarine, a wreck located in Victorian waters. This experience left her completely enchanted and overflowing with excitement. "This was absolutely the greatest. I so want to do more wrecks," Agnes reminisced. "It was so very, very cool. I can't say enough about it, really." In the following years, she evolved from an enthusiastic wreck diver to a maritime archaeologist, earning her graduate diploma in maritime archaeology at Flinders University. Driven by a desire to uncover untouched and pristine wrecks hidden in the abyss, Agnes delved into the world of deep diving. It was a realm that demanded a mastery of advanced equipment and specialized gases, and the Optima rebreather became her trusted companion on these daring expeditions. In 2004, Agnes had her first taste of cave diving when she joined a group for a snorkeling excursion at Piccaninny Ponds in Mount Gambier. This renowned sinkhole, referred to as Pix, boasted a thriving ecosystem with an array of aquatic life, including fish, eels, and turtles gracefully navigating its shallows. During one snorkeling session, as Agnes playfully pursued a turtle at the water's surface, an unexpected adventure unfolded. Without realizing it, she crossed the sinkhole's edge, and suddenly, the ocean floor vanished beneath her. A massive shaft plunged to depths of 40 meters, shrouded in beckoning darkness. Witnessing a fellow diver ascend from those profound depths left Agnes with an unwavering desire. "I want to go down there." Unable to contain her excitement, she started cave diving in 2005. From that moment forward, her heart was devoted to the mysterious realm of caves, both submerged and dry. Her passion lies in exploring uncharted passages where no man has gone before. She spent a year immersing herself in Florida's cave country, where she got her first taste of laying lines to navigate the labyrinthine underground. The thrill of reaching untouched realms was intoxicating, and she was hooked. Agnes's return visits to Florida have seen her laying kilometers of line across various cave systems. Her most significant achievement was connecting Peacock Spring to Baptizing Spring, extending the system by over 2 miles. In addition to her cave adventures in Florida, Agnes considered herself privileged to have witnessed the sublime beauty of caves in various corners of the world, including Australia, Mexico, and the Bahamas. Her journey led her to become a key figure in cave exploration. In Australia, she achieved the remarkable feat of reaching the back end of the country's longest cave, the Cocklebiddy Cave, and earned the record for the deepest female cave dive in Australian caves. Agnes possessed a unique talent that set her apart in the world of cave diving. Her petite frame allowed her to navigate through restrictions that were virtually impassable for the average-sized male diver. This specialization in tight restrictions became her hallmark, earning her a reputation as a daredevil in the field. In some instances, she even practiced a technique known as no-mounting, where she removed her tanks from her side or back, allowing them to trail behind her. This unconventional approach enabled her to squeeze through tighter and tighter restrictions, unveiling uncharted territories that were not accessible to others. But Agnes didn't just explore. She captured the essence of her adventures through the lens of her camera. As an underwater photographer and videographer, she shared her journeys visually with the world. Her passion for photography and videography burned brightly, and she made significant strides in this field. Her dedication to exploration even led her to collaborate with a National Geographic team for a project on the blue holes of the Bahamas. And for the adrenaline seekers out there, Agnes took on the role of a stunt diver in the 3D cave diving feature film Sanctum, directed by James Cameron. The movie centers on a group of cave divers who are pushed to the limit when an expedition goes tragically wrong. Agnes's contributions to cave diving were groundbreaking as she ventured where few dared to go. Through her online platform, Agnes passionately shared her profound love for diving, using her website as a canvas to paint vivid tales of her underwater adventures. Her captivating blog posts offered readers a glimpse into the depths of her passion. With articles spanning topics from the exploration of airplane wrecks to the meticulous art of cave expeditions, Agnes invited her audience to embark on a journey with her, sharing not only her expertise but also her heartfelt experiences. Through her writings, she shared tales of adventure, nostalgia, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge beneath the waves. However, she didn't shy away from discussing the challenges and perils of underwater exploration either. On Tuesday, December 7, 2010, she shared, "I have had my fair share of issues underwater, such as regulator and scooter failures several thousand feet into a cave, suit and BC inflation issues at depth. I've been lost, tangled in line, stuck in tight places. I've been stung by creatures and nibbled by moray eels. The list goes on and on and on." She continued, "None of these have been what I would deem close calls. They have been minor bumps along the road and were easy enough to resolve. Generally speaking, as long as you don't panic, are well prepared, and have had decent training along the way, you should be able to manage the situation. I think the lessons are quite clear. Don't do stupid stuff. When you do stupid things, eventually it seems your luck will run out." Agnes didn't just explore, she embodied the spirit of living life to the fullest. Agnes once said, "I am not scared of dying. Anyone at any point can pass away. So you have to live your life as if tomorrow could be your last day. I love diving, I am passionate about it, and I don't think anything will stop me from doing it. Unfortunately, there are risks. In every extreme sport, there are dangers. To me, those risks are worth it because the rewards are worth it. You have to dive safely, but live as if every day is going to be your last." On Tuesday, November 30, 2010, Agnes wrote a blog on her website dedicated to the Tank Cave. She described it as a hidden treasure in South Australia's Mount Gambier region, which captivates cave divers with its intricate 23,000 feet maze of passages, earning its reputation as one of Australia's longest caves. Her words were filled with passion as she wrote, "Sometimes cave divers worry that Tank Cave will prove to be a huge disappointment after all the fuss leading up to the first dive, but even the gold line dives are quite exciting. Tank Cave is unlike any other in the Mount Gambier region. It is a real gem and it is a joy to dive. The cave is stunning and it is relatively shallow with a maximum depth around 65 feet. There is no flow to fight and the water is crystal clear. You can't go wrong, really." Little did she know the heartbreaking twist of fate that awaited her, an irony as profound as the depths of the very cave she celebrated in her passionate blog post, for it was in that same Tank Cave where tragedy would ultimately claim her life just months later. February 27, 2011 started like any other day for Agnes. Her thrilling journey had brought her full circle to the Tank Cave in South Australia, just kilometers away from where her fascination with diving began in Piccaninny Ponds in 2004. Accompanied by a group of 10 cave divers, she embarked on an expedition into the alluring depths of Tank Cave. Her mission was clear, to lay new line, an endeavor known in the world of cave diving as marking virgin territory, venturing into uncharted waters where no one had dared to tread before. That morning, Agnes and her diving partner entered the Tank Cave expecting another thrilling adventure. However, something went terribly wrong. As they ventured deeper, they encountered an obstacle, a narrow restriction that would become the site of the most harrowing moments of their lives. On a previous journey to the promising Tank Cave, Agnes had already laid nearly 1,000 feet of line, hinting at the vast expanse of undiscovered cave passages, awaiting exploration still. Agnes held a vision that one day, this cave would break the magical 33,000 feet mark, setting new records in the world of cave diving. Agnes described the Tank Cave as a spider web gone wild. The walls and roof to begin with are quite soft and squishy, which means that large chunks of the roof rain down on you as you exhale, and the visibility is quickly reduced to zero. This is not only a hazard when coming back out through the small restrictions, but it also means that this section of the cave is particularly fragile and needs to be handled with a bit of tender love and care. Depending on your size, it might require you to take one tank off in order to pass through the initial restriction. On that fateful day, fellow cave diver and that day's supervising guide, Andy Higgins, unlocked the gate leading to the cave and arranged the ladder for the divers to access the cave. Throughout the morning, the divers followed a staggered schedule, with one always staying on dry land near the cave entrance while the others ventured in and out. By around midday, 9 out of the 10 divers had safely exited the cave, everyone but Agnes. That day, Agnes had a plan to embark on another journey through an exceedingly tight passage that no one else had ever ventured through. From here, the facts of the story end and conjecture and speculation take over. One theory suggests that Agnes separated from her diving partner to navigate this challenging passage. She managed to pass through the restriction but found herself unable to proceed further. Realizing she was in a dead end, Agnes attempted to turn around but couldn't reverse her body position. Her efforts to exit backward were hindered as the passage had become silted out, reducing visibility to zero. Ultimately, Agnes ran out of air and drowned. Another theory suggests that Agnes found herself separated from her buddy in the main flooded passage while attempting to navigate a very low passage on the other side of a small opening known as a restriction. To pass through this narrow passage, she had to remove one of her cylinders, leaving it as a reserve, and proceeded with a single cylinder, a technique referred to as no mounting. Unfortunately, upon her return, she became disoriented, possibly due to suspended silt in the water, and couldn't locate her route back to the reserve cylinder. Sadly, she ran out of gas, and tragically, she drowned. Her dive partner had waited patiently for Agnes, but as minutes turned into hours, it became clear that something had gone horribly wrong. Agnes had disappeared into the labyrinthine darkness of the cave. Eventually, her dive partner had no choice but to surface an hour and a half after the dive began. It was supervising guide Higgins who made the call to the water police. The divers spent all day and night trying to find Agnes. Late that night, they spotted her body inside Tank Cave. But it took several days for rescue teams to prepare for Agnes's retrieval properly. Only after divers recorded a video path to the restriction behind which Agnes's body lay did experts believe retrieval was possible. They opted against drilling through approximately 50 feet of earth, instead relying on skilled divers confident in their ability to recover her. Working in pairs with a guideline from the cave's entrance and strategically positioned emergency tanks along the route, the retrieval took a full day but proceeded without issues. Dr. Richard Harris, a close friend of Agnes, was part of the retrieval team which tried to clear the way for police divers to pull her body from Tank Cave. Agnes's body was located approximately 16 feet from a reserve cylinder which still held 176 bars of usable gas. The recovery operation spanned 4 days and involved numerous dives, often in conditions of zero visibility, until the body could be safely extracted for handover to the police on Wednesday afternoon. Harris, who has seen Agnes's body submerged in 65 feet of water about 1,800 feet from the cave entrance, says she did not become trapped before her death. It looks like she has remained very calm right to the very last breath while she has been working to extricate herself, he says. When you are in a very narrow part of a cave, visibility turns to zero very quickly. On that fateful day, Agnes accomplished her mission of laying new line. In the words of Higgins, who had accompanied her on that memorable Sunday, "We don't know how much line she has laid yet. We know the line goes further into the cave, but we don't know how far." Agnes's remarkable contributions and enduring legacy have been honored through the Agnes Milowka Memorial Environmental Science Award, benefiting underprivileged schools in scientific fields. Additionally, in May 2011, she received the Posthumous Exploration Award from the National Speleological Society Cave Diving Section, USA, and various geological features were named after her in Australia. Her legacy extends to cultural and sci-fi references, including the Alliance starship Agnes Milowka in Crimson Dark. Agnes Milowka, a true pioneer of cave diving and exploration, left an indelible mark on the underwater world. Her unwavering passion, daring spirit, and groundbreaking achievements continue to inspire divers and explorers worldwide. From the depths of Tank Cave to the uncharted realms of Cocklebiddy, her legacy lives on, reminding us that the human spirit knows no bounds. Agnes Milowka was a legend beneath the waves.